Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sue and it's fabulous to have you here. Today I'm going to talk about what I did scrapping craft-wise last year and what my goals and thoughts are for this year. So last year I really wanted to just start scrapping more. I just renovated my craft room. I'm extremely lucky. I have a large room and just had some built-in storage, and as a lot of women, we feel we have to justify everything that we do. So I felt that I really needed to use my craft room and actually make the most of it. So I set myself a goal. Initially it was for 22 layouts a month for 2022, but my stretch goal was to do 365 layouts in a year. So I purchased this downloadable calendar thing from Etsy, and off I went. Now, I didn't start until the middle of January, and I was so excited because I actually did finish all of them. Even though I didn't colour in the last two, I have actually completed 365 layouts. I'm really happy and really proud of that. I could have only done 22 a month, but I'm also tend to be a bit of a perfectionist in some things, so I had to finish 365. So I really enjoyed it and it was really good, but it also stopped me being creative in other ways, because if you've got a layout a day to do, sometimes you just keep it simple because you don't have time to do a lot of mixed media bases or play with certain tools that you're not used to, because you feel like you're under pressure, and it becomes a chore sometimes when you have too much. So I'm actually not going to set myself a layouts per month or year for this year. I'm happy I've done that. I've scrapped, I've shown I can use my room, and I'm in here most days, so I was really happy with that. So on top of that layouts per year, I also kept a little notebook and made some notes as to the month and what sort of I'd like to do in the month. So for example, in May I had 22 layouts as my goal. I had a goal to scrap my Sydney cruise photos. I had scrapped to use a kit from various places, and I was also meant to swatch my sprays. Obviously I didn't get that done in the month, and I quite enjoyed that. I found that the pages fell out. So this year I've decided to go a little bit fancier, and I had got given this beautiful little notebook. So this is what I'm doing for this year. So I used some of my tools, used a bit of the colours and used a bit of blingy things. Of course I had to keep it flat because otherwise I wouldn't be able to write in this anymore. So I did this yesterday, and this is my 2023 Scrappy goals. So I've got some annual goals for myself. So the first one is to start a YouTube channel and post regular videos. I don't want to pressure myself, so I'm looking at least 2 a month, but hopefully it will be more than that. Well, here I am videoing this, and if you're seeing this, I've already started on the way. I did a trip on the GAN many years ago. I'd like to finish scrapping that, so I started that very late last year. I get 3 kits auto-delivered every 2 months, so my goal is to use 2 kits a month, so that I'm slowly bringing down the stack of kits I've got sitting in my cupboards. I want to find a storage solution for my sequins, because at the moment the little packets are just thrown in a corner and I'm not happy with that. I want to scrap a story each month. So rather than have the photos the focus, I want the story, and I want to tell the story. I don't use journaling a lot, and I certainly don't tell stories, and I just think that it would be good to do that. I've taken photos for events that could have great storage, but I just never do them. So that's my goal. I'd like to do 1 story a month. I want to do some cataloguing. I've catalogued a whole lot of these already, but there's, as I buy new things, I just dump them in a pile. So I want to do my stamps, my dies, my punches, my embossing folders. Sort of when I catalogue things, these are things that generally you don't use up. You've got them once, you keep them. But I'd also like to swatch continue on and finish swatching or start swatching some of my other products. So that's my sprays, my Nuvo drops, texture paste, magicals, paints. And you know, I'm planning to do some videos on these if you guys are interested. I'd certainly like to add more journaling to most pages. I'm not a fan of my handwriting. It changes from minute to minute and day to day, and I don't like putting my handwriting on my page. So I'm going to try and do that, but I'm also trying to give myself permission to type it or do a hidden journaling, put it behind a photo. So I just need that to be front of mind rather than, oh, whoops, I finished my page and there's nowhere to journal anything. And I also want to join the colour hop, YouTube hop that Cass and Jarks have organised from Crazy Craft Obsession. Now, I've also got a list of things I want to use. I have lots of stuff in my scrapbook room that I've purchased and maybe have never used or only have used once. So this is not an exhaustive list, but I would like to use some of these. So amongst them, I've got Fuse Tool, my distress crayons, I've got a Go Press and foil still in the box, I've got a gel plate that I've never used, I've got a little box of bits and pieces, you know, little leftover things on my desk, but I want to start using some of these. I don't want to have them there forever. I want to use metallic foil flakes, alcohol inks. I want to do a HTV project. I've got punches. I want to use the sequins. And once I've put them into some sort of order, that'll be a lot more useful. I want to use a texture block, you know, the one that you can heat and it will grab the texture from somewhere. I want to use that. Bubble wrap, alcohol inks. So this list is going to be endless, and as I go through my craft room and do things, I will find new things to add to this list because I'll realise that I haven't used them. The next thing is techniques. So I want to do a full pocket page that's got like a shaker page. I want to do foiling. I want to do more stamping. I want to get a nice big cut file and back it. I want to use embossing. I want to do embossing, so using powders, and also embossing, dry embossing, using my embossing folders. Paper piecing, like, you know, cute little characters made out of paper piecing, perhaps cut out on my machine, my brother scan and cut. I want to doodle on some pages and get some more pen work happening. I want to use my sewing machine. I've got a sewing machine set up in my craft room, but I just never use it. And I'd also like to do hand stitching on my page. I think it's such a beautiful effect, but I haven't taken the time. And I think part of that has been the pressure of doing a layout a day. So what I did is I thought I'm just going to grab a page for a month, and as each month goes, I'm going to make some goals for that month as to what I'd like to achieve. Now, I have labelled all the days. I did have a sticker sheet that was clear backed, and oh my goodness, was that a nightmare. I think each word, including the words May, for example, which had 3 letters, ripped in 3 places, and it was really tricky to get onto this page. So I'm really glad I didn't use it on something, you know, on a scrapbook page that it would bug me forever. And although I'm trying to keep this goals little booklet pretty, at the end of the day, it's really just a tool to help me keep track of what I'd like to do and what I've done. So I haven't started February yet. I tend to wait until I see where I've got it in 1 month before I start adding things on the new month. I will add things in advance. So for example, I got commissioned to do a pet memorial photo frame, I guess you could call it. And I had a look where I could fit it in, and then I scheduled it in for that month. Having said that, I did put it off for a few months. I've worked out that if it's something really special, I'm very concerned about it being perfect, and I don't start it because I figure if I can't get it right, I don't want to mess it up. And this year, I'm really trying to get past that. Hence, you know, I wanted to start this YouTube channel in May last year, and I just put it off because I was scared of not being perfect. I've now realised I'm not going to be perfect, so let's just do it. My motto, I think, is don't let perfection get in the way of getting it done. I'm hoping as I do more videos, I will get better and I'll be able to afford to get my lighting better and a better camera and all those things. But for now, I'm starting with what I have. I hope that people enjoy it. I know I enjoy watching other people do their videos, and we'll see where this goes. So my daughter said I have to ask you to like, subscribe and share, I think. So there you go, I've said that. If you enjoy this video, please do, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks.